Welcome everyone. I am Unmesh Ganguly from class 7th E and today we are discussing about section 1 of unit 4 birds and animals. This section is the boy and the swallow. So, one of the tiny claws of a baby swallow gets caught in a high voltage electricity line. The bird hangs from the wires. Its helplessness makes the heart of an 11-year-old boy ache. He longs to rescue the bird. Will he be able to save the swallow? So here we are going to encounter a very interesting story in which we will listen about and read about a baby swallow whose one claw is stuck in the high voltage power line, and there is an 11-year-old boy who has witnessed this sad incident, and he is very sorry about the condition of the bird. He wants to rescue it, so let's find out will he be able to do. High above the earth, the power line stretched across the flat and unchanging fields. Here, the unchanging fields. These two words mean calm. The field was calm. On the giant electricity poles was on his father's ground a square patch fenced off with barbed wire. Andre was 11 years old and he knew one cannot touch electric wires. Warning plate with a red skull and crossbones said in 3 languages, danger. Andre was a daydreamer and the power lines opened a door for him, a door into a far-off world of magic, a world where there were big machines and busy factories. So Andre was a daydreamer type of person and he used to imagine a lot, and he used to forget about his present and live in his old imaginations. Here, the do word in the first line metaphorically means that he can start a new imagination by looking at the power lines or thinking about the power lines. So he thought of a world where there were big machines and busy factories. On clear evenings, when the swallows gathered, he loved to hear the birds make excited twittering sounds. He loved to see how they flew off the copper wires into space and how their perfect curved wings lifted them in the air. They were flying thousands of kilometers over land and sea and mountains to countries he had never dreamt of. The birds opened another door for him. In this last statement also, the door word metaphorically means that he can start a new imagination, and he can, as he was a daydreamer, he can easily just help himself to a new world of him. Here was the swallows one morning as they took off from their perch on the power lines. One of the swallows stayed behind, hanging there, flapping its wings. Andre saw it was caught by its leg. He wanted to rush back and tell his mother, but she would scold him for being late for the school. So he went off to catch the bus. So he saw some swallows sitting on the power line, but one of them stood different because it was flapping its wings, but unusually, unlike others, it was not flying. It was moving, of course. So Andre wanted to tell his mother, but he knew that his mother will scold him for being late for the school. So he took a bus. Coming back from the school, he felt anxious, but he did not look up till he was quite near. The swallow was still there, its wings spread, but not moving. It was dead, he guessed. Then he saw it flutter and fold its wings. He felt awful to think it had hung there all day. So he felt very sorry and sad about that bird. It is really awful to think a being not being able to move. So yes, he was very sorry for that little bird. The boy went in and called his mother. They stood below the power line and looked at the bird. It's a pity, mother said, but I'm sure it will free itself somehow. He can't, said Andre. Yes, he will, she said quite firmly and went in. So in this conversation, we can easily see that his mother is not very careful about the bird, but Andre was not going to sit lonely. He was not going to just sit with hands in hand. He was up to something. He wanted to rescue it. His father came home at 6 and had a tea. Then he worked in the garden. Henry followed him and soon got round to the swallow. So there's a conversation between him and his father. I know, his father said. Your mom told me. Well, his father tilted up his old working hat and looked at him hard with his sharp blue eyes. We can't do anything about it, can we? No, Papa, but what? So, in this conversation, also his father is also like his mother. Um, they are not very worried about it, but and he's not really feeling very comfortable to do anything for that bird. He didn't wanted to help him. Andrew kicked a stone and said nothing more. He knew his father did not want to hear anything more about that bird. At dinner, none of them talked about the swallow, but Andrew felt as if it was hanging over their heads. When here hanging over their hanging over their heads, this means Andre knew that it was somewhere in their parents' head which was making them feel sad for and sorry for that bird, and they also couldn't do anything about it. Say they just accepted their defeat. They didn't even try to do something. When he was in sorry, when he was in bed, his mother tucked him in and said he must not worry about the sparrow. It's not a sparrow, it's a swallow, he said, and it's going to hang there all night by its foot. His mother sighed and put out the lights. The next day was a Saturday. It was a holiday. First thing he did was to look up at the wires. The bird was still there. He would rather have been at school instead of knowing all day that the swallow was hanging up there on the cruel wire. So he thought that it would be better if I had been in the school. Unfortunately, there was a holiday and he had nothing to do. He had nothing much to do. Rather, he wanted to be in the school rather than in his home, because he just the thought of the swallow was hovering on his head. The morning was very long. He tried to forget about the swallow by building a mud fort. At midday, when he was coming home, he had one more look about, and what he saw kept him rooted on the spot. So, kept him rooted on the spot here means he was very amazed and surprised. Other swallows were hovering about the trap bird. Hovering about him, trying to help him, just staying near him and trying to just get him off. He rushed inside and dragged his mother out. She stood shading her eyes. Yes, they are feeding it. Isn't that strange? She said. In the afternoon, Andre lay in the grass, and twice again he saw the other swallows fluttering around and fastened bird and opening their beaks wide. So again, in the afternoon, they were trying to help him. Andre felt choked. Here, choked means when you are very sad or sorry about something and you can't say anything about it, or you can't even speak, just thinking over that. So this is the word we use to describe our situation, choked. Andre felt choked, thinking about how they helped it. His own parents, on the other hand, would not even talk about it. With his keen eyes, he traced the way a climber could get up the tower. He just imagined in front of his eyes how can a man just climb that tower. But if you did get up, what then? How could you touch the swallow? Just putting your hand near the wire would kill you. The only way out was to get somebody to turn off the power for a minute. Then he could climb up the tower like a monkey. At dinner that night, he suggested it, and his father was grim and angry. Listen, son, he said, I don't want you to get all worked up about that bird. You leave it alone. So, here his father was not very worried and not just He just didn't want it to help the bird, and also he wanted his son to do so. On Sunday night, he said to his mother, "It's only the other birds that are keeping him alive. They were feeding him again today. I saw them," said his mother. "He can't live much longer, Mama. Why can't Papa get them to switch off the electricity?" "They wouldn't do it for a bird, darling." Leaving for school the next morning, Andre tried not to look up. He did not have the courage to look up that pretty thing again. But he couldn't help it, and there was the swallow spreading and closing its wings. He could not think of anything, but he trapped the trapped bird on the power line. So he was not having any courage to just look up to the bird, but he couldn't help it, and he saw it. And when he saw it, it was just there in the same position and just spreading and closing its wings, feeling very uncomfortable, obviously. And when he was in the school, the thought of the bird was hovering over his heads again and again and again. After school, Andre took a bus into town. Threading through the factory area means traveling through the factory area. He went up to the power station. When he got there, he was faced with an enormous high fence and a tall gate locked tight. Andre peered through the gate and saw some men who were off duty sitting in the sun. He called out to them, and a big man in brown overalls. Now, overall is a costume or uniform which a man or woman just wear. It is not that official one which you which you wear in the professional works, but it is one of those that electricity workers you maybe have seen that they wear thick brown or blue coats, overalls, and with shirt, blue pants, and those. And these are mainly designed for sanitary workers and these workers actually. So he called out to them, and a big man in brown overalls came over. Andre explained what he wanted. If they would switch off the current, then he could go up and save the swallow. The man smiled broadly and clicked his tongue. His name, he said, was Gus McCabany. He was just a maintenance man. Means he was there for some maintenance. He used to maintain that place in a good condition, and he couldn't switch off the current. He has to have an order on him. But he unlocked the gate and let Andre in. "Ask them in there," he said. An engineer took Andre to a big office. A black-haired man with glass was sitting at the desk. Andre did not say 5 words before his lips began to tremble, and 2 tears rolled down his cheeks. The man told him, "Sit down, son, and don't be afraid. Don't be frightened." The man tried to explain how could they turn off the power. The trains would stop, leading to a major accidents. Hospitals would go dark in the middle of an operation. That would be very dangerous, and middle of an operation, if current goes off, you can imagine what can happen. He knew Andre was concerned about the swallows, but things like that just happened, and that was life. The big man, which was Gus McCabany, smiled. He took down Andre's name and address, and he said, "You have done your best, Andre. I'm sorry I can't promise you anything." Andre got home hours later. His mother was worried. He lied to her, saying he had been detained after the school. So his mother was worried because he had said her before leaving the home that he has been detained after the school, means that he has been kept for the school in the school for some extra works and extra classes. He did not have the heart to look for the swallow. He felt so bad about it because they were all letting it die. and that was life, the man said. It must have been the middle of the night when he woke up. His mother was in the room. "There's a man come to see you," she said. He went out on the porch and saw his father in his pajamas and the back of a big man in brown overalls. It was Gus McCabney. "Gus," he shouted, "are they going to do it?" "They are doing it," Gus said. Andrew went in the maintenance truck with the driver and Gus. It took them only 5 minutes to get the truck in the position under the tower and run up the extension ladder. Gus hooked the chain in his broad belt and pulled on the flashlight helmet. He swung out on the ladder and began to run up it as if he had no weight at all. So here in this statement it is said that Gus was very fast when he was very quick and fast when he was traveling, just running up the stairs. Soon he picked out the swallow hanging on the dead wire. Dead wire here means the electricity was off. Obviously it will be off at the night. Jesus cut out the electricity for some minutes. He leaned over and carefully worked the bird's tiny claw loose from the wire, and then he put the swallow in the breast pocket of his overalls. So with very care, he just took the claw of the that's baby swallow and just very carefully took him out. In a minute he was down again. He took the bird out and handed it to the boy. Andre was almost speechless. He was very amazed and surprised, holding the swallow and feeling its slight quiver. Slight quiver here means very little and slow movements. In the light of the flashlight, he could see its pale brown throat, and that meant that it was a baby swallow. "Thanks," he said. "Thanks, Gus, thanks, mister." Andre held the swallow in his cupped hands, and it lay there quietly with the tips of its wings crossed. Suddenly, it took 2 little jumps and spread its slender wings. So the bird was very fine. Frantically, its wings beat up in the air, and it seemed to be dropping on the ground. Then it skimmed forward just above the grass, and Andre remembered long afterwards how, when it really took wing and gained height, it gave a little shiver of happiness. So here frantically means the bird was making his wings very fast. It was very fast action, because the bird was very fine, and it really took a wing. This paragraph in the second line, this word in the second last line is here for it took a little flight. It took a little flight and gained height. It gave a little shiver of happiness. So all were happy at the last. So I hope that my all fellow classmates and friends have understood this story very well. Thank you.